Nathan, that was no fucking bear.
Jason is my son, and today is his birthday. You have dinner with us. My brother makes good head cheese. Candyman, I get cheese. Candyman, Candyman. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to. We are the creators of the Spooky Pit, the innovators of the Passion Bump, and we take you down the darkest rabbit holes of all things horror.
Welcome, spooky bitches. We review horror movies and fucking with comedy. We're your final bros, Bryan Hotboy LaGrassa and Shane Forever 18 Smith. And we are joined today by our Scream Queen, Jen, the producer, special guest, Mike. You know him as Bratwurst, Benanti.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back.
I mean, it wasn't my choice.
Mike just kind of was knocking on the door. He's like, I need to be on this episode. No, I'm just kidding, Mike. Thank you for coming on.
You're not, though. He's just like, guys, I need to talk about Leprechaun. Please, I'll do anything. I'll suck Brian's dick.
Dude, I can't come anymore, by the way. I'm just going to throw it out there. Right out of the get-go.
Why?
I can no longer come.
Old age hit you hard?
It's
Your birthday passed.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, your birthday
never mind.
passed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't come anymore, though. It's the true story.
It's just too many years of hitting it.
Yeah, too many years of just rocking
Yeah,
it
and it
off.
just looks like an old catcher's mitt now.
I mean, I would
If
say
you-
that I believe that, but you just found out what a pocket pussy was.
I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, now I got this new thing for sex. We got to go to, like, one of those romantic depot stores so I could, like, look at these toys or,
Yeah.
Pleasure
With
bug
Shane.
video.
Yeah, do like a
With Shane.
scouting.
Yeah. Get a
Oh, yeah, Mike, I taught during our Blair Witch episode. I don't remember why we were talking about it, but I said something about a pocket pussy, and Brian was like, what's that?
Yeah.
So we had to show him pictures.
The only things I know when it comes to sexual toys are those anal beads and a dildo. That's it.
He
So,
was
like,
the good ones.
Of
and, like a
course.
vibrator with the dildo.
We're
That's
we're
it.
gonna teach you throughout the course of this podcast. So Adam and Eve, if you want to sponsor us, go right ahead.
Oh my God.
That's
yes,
what you guys need, a segment.
please.
What's the other one? What's the other like pill? Maybe Blue Chew will sponsor
Blue
us.
Chew. Yeah, I heard Blue Chew's sick. I heard Blue Chew is really effective.
I've
Okay.
actually never heard of that one.
All right. Well, with all that said, Mike, I am actually happy you are back on here because this is the perfect movie for you. It's got everything you like in a movie: horror, leprechauns, super hunks, the mediocre looking Jennifer Aniston.
Wow.
Not
Come
her
on,
in
man,
her
no.
prime.
Whoa.
Not her in her prime. About 10
Excuse you,
years later.
Jennifer Aniston is in her prime at every age.
She has so many stages of prime that she hits over the years. You're insane.
I forget if it was the director or who it was. Someone didn't want her, or if it was the studio, someone actually didn't want her on this movie, and they fought for her on this movie, and this was her film debut.
This is her first feature film.
And it literally, the movie only did well later on because Jennifer Aniston was in this movie.
Yeah, probably post Friends, maybe. I don't know. Because this came out in 93.
This came out before Friends, yeah.
Friends came out in
Mhm.
94.
Even now, people are going back and watching it just to see what she looked like.
Yeah, and they're like, oh man, she doesn't look as good as she does now.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, we have to talk about
Excuse
this.
you.
Let's just
She
talk
looks
about this now. 'Cause-
wildly better than
just gonna lay the
me.
cards on the table.
Yeah, let's just lay the cards on the table now. So, me and Shane, I guess a big debate between us and our friends is Jennifer Aniston better looking in 94 when Friends started, or is she better looking
I would say 2000s, 2010s.
nowadays or 2010?
I would say that
Okay.
she's just great her entire life, and it makes me feel like shit. No
I'm with
offense,
Jen.
Jennifer
I'm
Aniston,
not
you're
saying
amazing.
I'm not saying she's bad looking in the 90s. I'm just saying once she hit that like horrible bosses stage of her career,
That's fair.
that's peak.
Yeah, but the thing is, she had beginning of Friends stage,
Mhm.
smoking.
Smoking, dude.
She
Oh
had-
my god.
2003, end of Friends stage. She had We're the Millers, where she literally
Yo.
dances under sparks.
Yeah.
Smoking.
She
dude.
just got hotter after Friends. I think that's my biggest. I think she got hotter after Friends because she dropped the laugh track.
I think they just add
God.
more gas to the flame.
And that was mid 90s hit for me, I
Yeah.
think.
I'm just upset that I'm not going to age backwards like she is.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
she's ages like fine wine.
Her and
That's just a
J-Lo.
fact.
And I aged
Yeah,
Both
like
J-Lo's-
age backwards.
Shakira.
Very impressive. Shakira too.
Yeah,
for
Shakira
sure.
ages backwards. I don't get it. We are not ugly. We are just poor. That is what I'm getting to.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm no Kardashian. I just
They,
spend the money.
they don't even look like that.
parts.
They use body filters.
Yeah, my butt's bigger than theirs though.
That's true.
That is true.
Mike
So
has-
is your brother's.
That's fair too.
Yeah, it runs
I
in your
don't
family.
trust. I don't trust how anyone who uses body filters looks, because if you see, there's been so many videos that like if you watch it, you know when like you move in a video and the filter kind of blips for like a hot second, you can see like little parts of their body go boop, and it's and I'm
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck? Why?
So this is where I'm gonna throw it over to Shane to segue back to Leprechaun because he knows how to do it oh so well.
You're right. So let's just jump right into the spooky pit.
An evil leprechaun kills to find his pot of gold.
Now wait, are you talking gold or me gold?
Me gold.
Okay.
Leprechaun was released in 1993, directed by Mark Jones. It's a horror fantasy. Some label it as a comedy. I do not think this movie is remotely funny,
Are
personally.
you joking?
Cracked up the whole movie.
I think it's hideously unfunny, personally.
I think it's hysterical.
If you're talking about Warwick Davis, he, like, honestly, I think he was pretty bad as a leprechaun.
I think there's so many things about this movie that made me laugh that
Yeah.
weren't supposed to, but it's still
Yeah.
funny.
I think like
Yeah, I
there's
guess
this one scene that I don't even remember when it is in the movie. You guys will probably tell me, but the one scene where he comes through, like he Kool-Aid man's through a fucking fence, and
Oh my
it
God.
was so subtle. The reason I think this is funny and like so many other things in the movie is because they don't focus on them. Like they don't focus on the parts that are supposed to be funny, and it made me crack up. Like I'd go back and be like, "Wait, what? Did they just do that?" Because I love when people do cartoonish things, but they're in the background. So this movie, like certain parts, had me cracking up.
Yeah. Not one laugh. Just to be honest, I just didn't think it was funny.
I laughed a lot, but we'll get into that. Give us the cast.
Yeah, the cast. Warwick Davis as Leprechaun, Jennifer Aniston as Tori, Ken Oland as Nathan, Hot Nathan, Mark Holton as Ozzy, Robert Hyde Gorman as Alex, and Shay Duffin as O'Grady, the hottest character in the movie.
Since we just talked about it being a horror comedy, according to Warwick Davis, the movie was originally planned as a straightforward horror film, but Davis sought to add more comedic elements. So Mark Jones agreed with, and this is a quote that I took off IMDb, Mark Jones agreed with the tonal shift of the movie, and they shot it as a horror comedy, but several scenes had to be reshot. And after the producers insisted that the film be made gorier to appeal to the older audiences, so after they added the comedy, they actually added in more of the gore.
They added them both together. I think they needed more of both because I don't think it was gory and I definitely don't think it was funny.
And since we're at the beginning, this movie, Leprechaun, I don't think we said the year yet, 1993, when it was released, it was an adaptation of the 80s comic of the same name. So I guess that it was also called Leprechaun. And the comic is starring a character called Dan O'Grady who steals the pot of gold from the goblins in Ireland. So that's what it's based off
Same
of.
name.
That sounds so
Yeah,
familiar.
pretty much. Pretty much the same thing, except they added comedy and then they added gore.
My favorite potential couple in this is Dan O'Grady and his wife in the very beginning.
Which I didn't even know was his wife at the beginning.
I thought that was his maid.
You didn't
Me
know
too.
that?
The way they interacted,
Yeah.
I was like, is this his house cleaner? Is
No.
First thing she says to him is, "Oh, Mr. O'Grady." I'm
this? Yeah,
like,
it's
what?
the way he's. Yeah.
Dude, they were so hot.
That was a good sexual interaction, I guess.
I mean,
I didn't get it.
whatever gets you off, Bri.
I mean, I know gets you off. I already said at the beginning of the episode, right? Forever 18, Shane?
Don't wives do that where they call like their husbands Mr. or like that Mr. O'Grady when they're pissed at him and they don't want to say his name, like
It's
they're
an
mad at them?
It's an Irish respect thing.
Yeah, we'll go with
I
that.
guess.
You know what else we'll go with? So the movie opens up with a leprechaun walking down a flight of stairs
In a cave?
in a cave, which we get more of this cave in Leprechaun too.
We do.
Yeah, we do. That's true.
And then in the fourth one, we're in space, but we're not there
And the
yet.
third
Wait,
one,
are we
they're in
are you
Vegas.
joking? Did I only see up to the third one?
The third one,
The
they're
third
in
one's in
Vegas.
Vegas.
Fourth
the
one, they're in
fourth-
space.
and then the next two, they're in the hood.
yeah.
Okay, maybe I only saw the first two.
You're missing out.
You're not. They're fucking terrible.
The third one was kind of funny.
Yeah. It's
I actually
also
don't.
bad.
I've definitely watched this movie like when I was way younger because I was born in '94, so this movie was out when I was a child, and I definitely had watched it because the Sci-Fi Channel was my shit.
Yeah.
But like, I don't remember being scared of this movie, so maybe like it was censored for TV a little when I first saw it because I don't.
If it was on
rem-
sci-fi, it definitely was.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
it was definitely censored, but I remember thinking it was like a really bad movie. And now as an adult,
right.
like all the funny things that, like I said earlier, aren't supposed to be that are like in the background. I was cracking up. I was like, this movie is so bad. Like how you felt with Hobo with a Shotgun is how I feel about this movie,
Okay.
if that makes sense, because I hated that movie.
I love that movie.
That's fair. I
Gotta
guess.
watch it.
Yeah.
Brian's like, I guess I'll give this to you. This
Yeah,
movie is
no.
shit.
No, I mean, like, it's all subjective, right? I mean, like,
Yeah,
it is
definitely.
what it is.
So in the movie, you hear a quote from the Leprechaun. Try as they will, try as they might. Who steals me gold won't live through the night.
What's a limerick?
I don't know. I ain't a poet.
I was looking for a couple of limericks and a couple of shamrocks, and I didn't get any sham daddies or any limb dudes.
Is that limerick? I thought a limerick was a poem.
That it is.
Yeah.
That's not a limerick. I think it's just like a little poem thing.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not a limerick.
I was just asking for a limerick. Like, I wanted one.
Oh,
you
okay.
want one.
We misunderstood.
Yeah.
You want?
Oh, I just Googled what a limerick was for you so I could give you an accurate definition.
Yeah, it has a different rhyming structure. I think it's got to have more to it than.
I also
just
spelled limerick wrong right off the bat.
It's fair. Isn't Limerick a city?
In Ireland, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It
I
is,
think
yeah,
it
I
is.
think it is.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
grew-
Isn't that where the
Google
Blarney
now.
Stone is?
No, that's in Blarney. I'm pretty sure.
Oh. Wow. See, this is why I don't want this cocksucker on here.
Yeah, Limerick is a city in the Republic of Ireland.
There you go.
Is the goddamn Blarney Stone in there? I've been to Ireland. You think I would know this shit? I
you
actually
really?
didn't go to the part of Ireland though where the Blarney Stone is. So
But you're 1/14th
Oh.
Irish.
I am.
Is it true that there's a part of Ireland that you just get entirely sucked into the mud?
No. Speaking of mud sucking, you see a door open and a guy comes out of a car and he's just chugging some alcohol. So you know he's Irish.
But what's he drinking?
Yeah.
Was it Jägermeister?
No,
Whiskey?
dude, he's Irish. What was he drinking?
Oh, of course. He was drinking Jameson.
Jameson.
How stupid of
Was he
me.
drinking Jaeger?
Well, we all know that Shane doesn't know his alcohol.
This is true. So he comes out of the car. He goes to his house and he meets who I thought was his housekeeper, but I do know is his wife.
His smoking hot wife.
Yeah, you could call her that. And he asked if the funeral parlor delivered the ashes.
Yep, and they did. It was untouched. He opens up the package. It's this large green urn, and he takes it out. And he actually just cracks it on the ground.
Yeah, and she's
the
like,
table.
"What are you doing?" Which is a fair question considering he just threw his mother's ashes onto the floor.
I mean,
Yeah,
it had some
literally.
gold inside, Shane.
It's the gold.
My God,
That's how he says it. He like really stresses gold.
that is true. I mean, he's a hot dude, so like he can do what he wants.
He drank a whole bottle of Jameson.
Thing was, he caught a leprechaun, guys. He was able to locate his gold.
Yeah, he got so much gold. He tips the driver like $1,000.
I mean, he did bring up 2 suitcases. He deserves it.
They were heavy. They looked heavy.
Can you prove that?
Yeah.
Why don't you show me on the little boy?
Come here.
Oh my God. Yeah, but the driver's been tipped. The wife is upset, but he says we're rich now
They're
because
rich.
it's 100 gold coins.
They're looking at mansions tomorrow.
Oh yeah. So what are you buying? What are you guys buying if you get gold from a leprechaun? First thing you're
Paying
doing
off
with
my
it.
Blue
fucking
Chew.
student loans.
Yeah, I'm with Jen.
I'm getting rid of that first so I can.
Mike is
enjoy
going to
it.
fix his basement.
Not again. Never again.
We could use it to go feed all the rodents and maybe give Tim some variety down in our basement.
That's
Oh,
true. Tim
no.
deserves it. You
He
don't think
needs
so?
strictly garlic bread and Canada Dry.
Who is he down there with?
Rats.
Who is
Rats.
he
It
down
was
there
just
with?
Tim and rats.
Rats. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got rid
Okay.
of the raccoons?
Raccoons, rats, weasels, badgers,
We should-
badger mice,
we
badger
should-
cyclops mice.
Yeah, we're
We
not
need
we're
to
not
buy
going
him some
we're not giving
cleaner.
Tim anything. We're all going to Cabo
Yeah.
Okay.
because that's what you do. You get money, you go to Cabo.
It's gonna
It's
be
like a
crazy.
written rule.
I think we should
cod.
actually go to the Dominican Republic, and here's why. They have something called machete fights there, where if you like beef with someone, you get into a machete fight. I found out about this not too long ago, and I always wanted to machete fight.
Are
So
you
let's just do that.
just
It's great.
trying to bring like your witch hunting ass looking for search parties into a machete
Let's-
fight? Like you
let's-
just want to get a machete and like bring it to your witch hunts search
Let's
parties and be like, all right,
mob
let's
up.
search.
Mob up in the DR and just machete fight as like a ginormous party, ginormous
Right.
mob machete fight.
Brian just has mob mentality.
It's very true.
You know who doesn't have mob mentality?
Mrs. O'Grady.
Yes, because she's making some tea when she starts to hear a little girl calling from Mr. O'Grady's suitcase.
Okay. Can we agree, though, that if you see a child laughing or singing, it's relatively cute. If you don't see them and you hear this, it's one of the most terrifying.
Also,
things
how would
Yeah.
the child fit in that suitcase?
Contortionist child.
The child would have to be maybe 2 inches tall, 2 inches in length.
So we're talking a very small child, is
2
what you're
inches
saying.
So-
So
2
a
inches in height,
midget
maybe?
child.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but it was singing "Mary Had a Little Lamb."
Yeah. Like Mike said, though, never trust a child's voice when you don't see the child. I've seen Howling too. I know how this ends.
Yeah.
I'd also be more concerned if my husband brought home a child in a suitcase.
That's true too.
You don't question it though when he brings home the gold.
But it's interesting. Like that child is like, open me. I'm suffocating. I feel like it would have suffocated.
But if
her.
you get
Well,
enough
like,
gold,
this
you can pay
is-
for a child in a suitcase.
This is her situation at this very moment before she opens the suitcase. Her husband just cracked open his mother's ashes that he happened to turn to gold, and now there's a little girl in his suitcase home from Ireland. That's your current position.
a lot of things going on, right?
What was in that tea?
A lot going on.
I don't know. We're not going to find out though, because she opens the suitcase and out pops a leprechaun. And I even think in the scene is the first time he says, "I'm a leprechaun."
He's literally like, "Yo, bitch, where's my gold?"
Yeah, and then he pushes her down the stairs and she dies.
Does he push her or does she fall back?
She just falls.
She falls.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
So she.
Ish.
All right. So we are not crediting the leprechaun with this kill.
No.
Okay.
But which is a shame because she makes some really good tea.
The leprechaun then approaches Dan using his wife's voice, holding a pot of tea. And he asks him, "Where did you hide the gold, Dan?" Maybe not like that, but that's what he asked him. And then he runs over to his drawer where he has a gun, but that's not even the most effective thing to use against a leprechaun. We'll find out. There's also a 4-leaf clover in that drawer.
I'll tell you, the way he uses the gun is nowhere near the most effective way to kill a leprechaun. He just starts waving it around like he's Harry Potter. He's
Okay,
just waving it.
I have a question. So people in these types of movies typically like want the gold, they're greedy, whatever, they want to be rich. But like he instantly hides the gold, right? If you have to hide the gold, you can never use the gold. Therefore, you are not rich. So what? I don't know. I just thought about this. I was like, what's the point of stealing the gold to get rich if you're never able to use it?
I think he's going to use it in bulk.
Yes.
Like, I think he's going to like dump all of it into a mansion. I think that was his move.
I think essentially he's just hiding it until he knows how he wants to spend it. That's how I took it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense. But like you guys kind of see my point. If he knows the leprechaun's going to be after him, and yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, he had a plan though for that because he has his gun, he has his 4-leaf clover, and he's going to shoot at this leprechaun. He misses though.
Yeah, the leprechaun just books.
Yeah.
Well, he's literally just like stabbing his gun in the air.
And then he's like, "Dan, come over here. You want to take a look at your dead wife?" And he starts imitating her voice. And then he shoots at the leprechaun some more.
Caresses her hair.
Picks up his body.
Dumps the body into a large crate, and he starts to nail the crate shut. He also puts a 4-leaf clover on top of the box.
And the leprechaun, obviously, he wants the clover off that crate.
Yes. So in the lore of Leprechaun, just for you listening, if a leprechaun is near a 4-leaf clover, it loses all of its magical powers.
And this is not even from the movie. This is only because Shane's been to Ireland once, so he's obviously the authority on this subject.
Yeah, I know everything Ireland except where the Blarney Stone is.
So I have a question here then, Brian, who is our
The most
resident
important thing.
real expert. Why is it that Lucky the leprechaun doesn't lose his magic when he's near a leprechaun 4-leaf clover cereal?
Fuck Lucky Charms.
Oh, all right.
It's
Can't
a
argue
fair
with that.
answer.
Yeah.
So while we're fucking Lucky Charms and O'Grady is doing this, he starts pour gasoline over this crate, but then he has a stroke.
It can be really stressful when you're pouring gasoline on something, and sometimes it just hits a little different.
And carrying your dead wife up the stairs.
True. And he does like start lighting a match while this
Yeah.
is happening. He's in extreme pain, like you said, but that match goes out. He never gets to light the gasoline. He falls and then he croaks like a dead guy.
See, and the thing is, this movie could probably have ended right there if he would have just like taken his wife upstairs, taken the gold and spent it while the thing was in the box.
He needs to light it on fire, though.
And then like the last part of this little intro is you just see that crate shaking, Leprechaun shaking the crate.
Yes. So now we cut to 10 years later, and Jennifer Aniston is moving to North Dakota with her dad.
I thought it was just for a summer.
Is it just for the summer?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I thought it was a permanent move.
I thought
That's
so
what
too.
I thought that's why she was so upset.
Unsure about that
She
because I
wanted
thought
to-
I thought they were there for the summer based on the conversation, but it was very brief.
Well, aren't they souping up the house too?
Yeah.
They're
Well, that's the
painting
thing. They're
and
like
shit.
fixing up the whole house. That's why I thought because he did buy the house, right?
Yeah.
Well, in any case, it's not LA. She wanted to go to LA.
Yeah.
North Dakota's better. LA's a fucking shithole.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how great is North Dakota?
North Dakota is the worst state in the country.
See, and I've
That's
never
a lie.
been there.
Oregon is clearly the worst.
Oh, no, I lied. North Dakota is not the worst state.
Don't do it.
South Dakota is the worst
It's literally
state.
the number one vacation spot in the entire country.
Yeah, South Dakota is great if you like hostile wind and grass.
Okay, hostile wind's underrated. So is Seal Fall, Shane.
Yeah. You ever seen good grass?
Yeah.
Like the green grass and
South Dakota sucks. It has Mount Rushmore
That's a
and
lie.
wind.
yeah.
That's bullshit. That's just classic Shane just being ignorant. Dude, he's so fucking Shane, honestly, suck my fingers.
No.
Okay.
They get to the house and they go into the basement, and this basement has clearly no one has been in it for 10 years. Benanti is not there renovating this basement.
Cobwebs, spiders. It's disgusting. And Tori, who's Jennifer Aniston's character, does not like it at all.
No, she actually sees a huge tarantula.
You like
Yeah,
it?
literally.
Hated it.
That was cause for alarm in my book. That big of a tarantula.
Oh yeah, you burned the house down at that point.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
think it's worse than being haunted? Or you think that is the haunt?
No, the spiders.
Shane is haunted.
I don't
by
know
the
about
thought.
Jen. I see that spider. I'm offing myself.
Or you just get a blowtorch. That's also an option.
He's not
Yes.
going anywhere near that thing with a blowtorch. I've seen Shane jump on a hockey net from like a bee.
It was a grasshopper.
Oh,
You had to get up to the high area because it could jump pretty high. So I had to make sure I was above its elevation.
But no, in all honesty, this basement had a lot of cobwebs, had a lot of spiders. It kind of reminded me of Mike's asshole.
I cleaned the cobwebs. Spider's still there.
Speaking of that, the dad got a good deal on the house. They discussed that.
She's pissed. She's leaving. Tori is done with it. But thing is, there's a hot dude that she walks into.
Yeah. So this guy's name is Nathan. I only refer to him as Super Hunk.
I refer to him as Super Hunk with a bucket.
I thought that would make Bryan like the movie a little more because now we got hot dudes and tight chicks.
That's true.
Mhm.
Hot dudes and tight chicks. That is very true. That's why I gave this movie above a 1 score.
Just for that.
Tough crowd.
I thought that was so funny. I was like, this is such like a 90s trope. It's like, oh, she wants to impress the guy, so she's gonna stay behind.
This is interesting because it's usually the reverse in some movies. The guy's got to prove himself to the girl. The girl, she was trying to prove herself to him.
I actually love how their first meeting goes with her trying to buy him off because she accidentally bumped the paint thinner onto him.
This is Rachel Green.
And-
This is fucking Rachel
And
Green.
she's like, here's $20. He's like, no, I don't. And she's like, okay, 40. And he's like, how about just an apology?
See, and this is one of the things that made me laugh because he's like, oh, you made me spill the paint thinner. And he starts wiping his pants. There's nothing on his pants and there's nothing in the bucket at all.
That's true.
He just starts slapping his leg. I'm like, there's nothing there.
Well, he's really good at wiping it off.
Want to help?
No.
He definitely calls her out for being afraid of the O'Grady place. And then he calls out that all women are afraid of spiders, just like all women hate each other.
Both true statements.
Rude.
Rude, but true.
No.
Mm.
Women do not hate each other.
Not women, all women.
No.
You're right. Not some women. Every single one.
Hates
You
every
are
single one.
You are isolating our audience.
But with facts.
No.
With facts
This
and
is why
logic.
with good
I'm
old
sorry,
fashioned
who-
biology.
Who was that girl that you said commented or reviewed our podcast?
Oh, Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose. Yeah, now she's never gonna call you.
She doesn't hate Bryan.
Yeah, she
hates
wouldn't hate
women.
me. She just hated another woman. Like I'm not. If I was a woman,
Yeah.
No, she'd hate you at this point.
maybe she'd be on my side.
You never know.
No.
She's a smart girl, smart gal.
Nah, I've been talking to her. She's not on your side.
Yikes. Speaking of people on their sides,
I'll be honest with you. I've been talking with her too.
we now cut to Ozzy and Alex. And if you don't know who Ozzy and Alex are, they are part of the crew, 3 guys who paint, right? I believe that's the name
That
of the
is the name of the company.
Yes.
It's on the side of the car or the truck.
Yes.
What do they do?
So Alex is a young boy, probably 13 years old, who is a painter, but also a mechanic. And I think the CEO of the company, because he actually does everything.
I also think he's Ozzy's legal guardian.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's also the best character in the movie, bar none. Is the kid.
Alex is incredible.
and Ozzy's the second
Smartest
best character.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Those 2 characters are definitely the best characters.
Yes.
In the movie.
And then Ozzy is the 3rd guy of 3 guys who paint. He is mentally disabled. That is actually a plot point in this movie, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Which, in all honesty, he really doesn't seem
No, he doesn't.
that
He
bad
doesn't
at all. Seems just like a regular guy.
Yeah.
He does it, and it makes me so upset though when they're like, "We could fix your brain." I'm like, "No."
It's so, that's why I
Alex-
had to bring it up.
Later
Such a
later
kid.
on,
That's
Alex
like
is
such
like,
a kid's mentality.
yeah, Alex is like, we're gonna fix him. It's like you're the one picking on him.
Right.
It's your fault.
Oh, man.
So I think this is where Ozzy and Alex, they meet up with JD. JD's the father. They're going to help paint the house. Ozzy warns Alex never to drink ever.
You never drink that stuff.
That's like never ever.
He gets really offended.
Oh, for sure. Well, Tori's going to head to the basement with beverages looking for Nathan. And the leprechaun, you see a shot of him. He's still in the crate from 10 years prior. Cloth falls on her head. She falls, cracking the glasses. I'm pretty sure they spill on the crate. And Nathan appears and apologizes while helping her out. As Tori's about to open the crate, Ozzy yells and they run outside. Immediately run to Ozzy's aid, obviously because he's handicapped.
Yes, and he is covered in blue paint because I think Alex didn't hold the ladder correctly for him or something. Or
You mean the CEO, the mechanic, the
Yes.
best painter on the squad?
the MVP.
Mm-hmm. And I think at this point, Ozzy, if I'm not mistaken, goes to clean off, but he hears a little boy singing "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star."
Yeah.
He heads downstairs, and then the boy starts asking him to let him out of the crate. Ozzy knocks off the 4-leaf clover that was on top of the crate and presses his ear against the crate to hear inside. And guess what happens, Shane?
Movie ends.
The leprechaun is about to bust because he busts out of the box. Now, this is my biggest question of the whole movie. He eats a bug.
What bug is it?
And where the fuck did that thing come from?
It was like a weird spider-scorpion hybrid.
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know.
I thought it was a cockroach.
No,
It was like
No?
huge.
It was
I
like
thought it was
big
the
and
spider.
white.
Was
It was like a camel spider.
It was some kind of arachnid. I just don't know what kind of arachnid. Actually, was it an arachnid? It was a fucking weird bug.
I just thought it was the spider that
I'm
was in there
with you.
earlier.
It didn't look like a spider or a cockroach. It looked like a scorpion roach.
It was a scorpion. Yeah, that was a fuck bug, and it was very strange looking.
Yo, Shane, 100 me gold, you eating?
No.
I would munch on that thing for 100 me gold.
Well, yeah, you eat fucking mealworms in your free time.
Yeah, and they're fucking great.
Yeah, but only the sour cream ones.
No, he actually does. Do you still have the box?
I ate them all.
Oh,
We were eating them that one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ate them with me.
They were a
Yeah.
fine
you
meal.
tried them?
He did.
Yeah, we had a
God, I'm saying with psychopaths.
I'll do a lot of
This
unnecessary
is why I
things for like
record the podcast
$100.
over Zoom.
Yeah, nice and away from these guys who eat bugs. This leprechaun is now asking for his gold. Like, he really wants this gold.
He's not just asking for his gold; he's asking to shine his shoes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is the only thing I like about the leprechaun because I've already hated on him a lot so far. I like the fact that he just shines shoes for no reason.
Yeah,
It's just one goal in life.
He just
it
shines
really,
shoes.
it really
Yeah,
is.
It is.
He'd rather shine them than kill somebody or get the
Do you-
gold, I think.
No, it is true. We do learn that.
Shine my shoes.
That's a sock.
Shane,
Get it out of my face.
shine my shoes.
Smell it.
No.
Get in there.
Stop.
Smell it.
Suck his toes, dude.
Okay.
Dude, suck the leprechaun's foot, Shane.
So
Do you
Ozzy
wanna-
goes upstairs. No one believes him that he saw a leprechaun.
Would you?
So, do you want to hear how long it took for Warwick Davis's makeup?
Actually, yes.
Applying the leprechaun makeup on Warwick Davis actually took about 3 hours, and taking it off took another 40 minutes. And Davis describes the experience as not a pleasant sensation.
I can imagine his face is.
That's one thing I got to give him for this
Completely
movie,
different.
though. Like, I feel for 1993, his makeup wasn't terrible.
No, he's a very
No, you
convincing leprechaun. Yeah.
That's not fair, Shane. It's because he's short.
Yeah.
It's 2021. You can't say things like that.
You're the one who brought it up.
No, I said the makeup was good.
Well, this leprechaun, he starts veiling out threats right away. He starts tossing out threats. He says he's going to make a boot out of his ear.
He's a baby
And,
boot.
and then the leprechaun forces close the door so he can't leave. But he's so weak without his gold, Ozzy's able to run out of the door. He's been in there for 10 years.
The magic ain't back yet.
It's coming, though.
Yeah.
So he tells Nathan and Tori that there's a leprechaun in the basement, and obviously they believe him.
No, they don't, like we
No.
said. Because, like you said, who the fuck's actually going to believe that?
I believe it.
Would you?
Yeah.
Is it because you're a Notre Dame fan?
He's wearing his Notre Dame shirt. He came prepared for
I'm
this.
wearing my socks, too. I got leprechauns on my feet.
Yeah, why don't you show them again? Because we
You want
can't
me
get
to-
enough
want
of
me to
them.
show Yeah,
Yeah.
they're super.
Let's just show them more. Let's show them more than once. Nice.
Yeah, great. Awesome.
One more time.
Yeah, I get it.
Shane.
I'm not sure why, but and maybe you guys can tell me if you remember him saying this before, like this whole scene with like Tori and everybody, or if it was with like the O'Grady's in the house. So I think it was when Mr. O'Grady was trying to put him in the crate, where he says, "I sold my soul for my gold." Is that in that scene, or is that later in the movie?
I actually don't
I
remember.
don't remember either.
Not at all.
'Cause I remember thinking that was such an interesting line because Mr. O'Grady says like that he got his gold fair and square. Like he wished for the gold, like he got a wish from the leprechaun, which I don't think they talk about the leprechaun granting wishes until like the second movie.
Did they ever
But-
actually say how he got the gold? O'Grady?
They just say he got it from
Um,
the leprechaun.
Yeah.
They never say
They
how
never-
he caught him or anything,
no.
right? Yeah.
So from what I remember, because I paid attention to that scene for some reason, he said, "I wished for your gold. I got it fair and square." I don't know. And again, we don't see it till the second movie hearing about wishes, because I do like only remember literally one scene from the second Leprechaun. But you can wish for the leprechaun's gold. That is how you get his gold, apparently. And that's the only thing I remember.
How did he get a wish?
I don't know. The only thing
I
I
mean-
remember from Leprechaun 2 is he gets married.
It's true.
Oh, You have to trap it.
So that's how you get a wish. You trap it.
Yeah, like
Okay, that
I
makes
remember in
sense.
the second movie, someone traps the leprechaun and wishes for his gold. Some other guy,
The
but
second one is the one where it takes place in the city, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the girl gets kidnapped,
Yeah,
married.
yeah.
Then the guy goes into a tree to rescue her.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
third one. Okay, gotcha. Now I
well,
remember.
so in the second movie, the guy traps the leprechaun and then you get a wish. So I
Hmm.
think O'Grady somehow trapped it by accident, I'm assuming, and then got a wish because they don't tell you exactly how. But the leprechaun literally says, "I sold my soul for the gold." So I guess even if you wish for the leprechaun's gold, it's still not yours then.
Well, Grady technically trapped him twice.
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
I literally said it. The guys are so fucking old and hot. But they're all going to elect to go down to the basement behind Nathan, who's armed with a stick. They don't see the leprechaun, but the leprechaun, you can see a POV shot. He's hiding and looking at them from behind something. They hear a noise in the corner. They're thinking this is the leprechaun, but it's not. It's just a rat. And I'm wondering at this point, is Tim down here?
Mm-hmm.
Is Tim the leprechaun?
Oh my God. He is Irish, right?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Ooh.
He's too tall, though.
the plot thickens.
Yeah, but only when he wants to be.
So they decide to leave, thinking that the leprechaun that Ozzy saw was just this rat. But then Ozzy outside, he notices a rainbow,
What kind of rainbow?
a regular, normal rainbow.
No, it's a magic rainbow.
It's the reading rainbow.
Shut up. It's a magic
Can
rainbow.
you educate me on the magical rainbow versus regular rainbow, Shane?
Yeah, so a regular rainbow is one you see after it rains. A magic rainbow is one that just appears to lead you to gold.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Alex and Ozzy follow this rainbow, and it leads to an abandoned car, which contains me gold.
But the regular gold is somewhere else.
No. Technically, there's no regular gold in this. It's all me gold.
So what is the currency ratio of gold to me gold?
So every piece of gold would be worth,
You're thinking 1.5 me gold?
yeah.
Is that 1993 currency or is that 2021?
No, I'm going off of 1993.
Then that would actually probably exponentially increase nowadays.
Yeah, I haven't done the calculations for modern times, so
We got to look up the me gold on the NASDAQ.
yeah. They'll probably stop trading like they did GameStop.
That's the new me gold.
Topical. So they all decide to take this gold and invest in Dogecoin.
I mean, I did, and then it tanked, so I'm out.
So they do decide to like count the gold. Ozzy swallows a coin because I'll give Ozzy this. You do always have to chew on your gold to make sure it's real.
You do the same thing with coins, too. You know how many pennies and nickels I've eaten over?
Yeah.
There's at least $1.25 in your belly.
Yeah, and then I think one of them kind of got like dislodged in my spine. I think it was a nickel in my back.
What?
Oh, you say it? You say it?
This is me leaving the podcast now.
I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a you joke.
Yeah, and only I can make those jokes.
So Alex is gonna tell Ozzy they need to hide the bag of gold now. He plans to hide it in the well behind the house. The same well they used in The Good Son to get rid of literally everything.
Yeah. This is also where
Culkin stands by watching. Is like, don't fucking put anything down my well.
Yeah. It's my fucking well.
Don't touch my fucking well.
This is also where Alex tells Ozzy, now we have enough money to fix your brain and make you smart.
Yeah, this hits.
It's a sweet little scene.
Yeah, this hits.
This is where he says, we're going to stop those people from picking on you behind your back.
It's like-
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
it's Alex who's picking on him to his face the whole movie.
I mean, that's better than behind your back, though.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Well, if it's behind your back, you can't take it back, right, Shane?
Exactly.
I think it all
all
depends.
that.
It all matters on intent, I think. If the intent is good, if it's constructive, if the intent is to, be nasty. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
He's
got
such a
like Gordon
sweet guy.
Ramsay saying it to
Yeah.
your face, you're going to take that because it's just constructive criticism.
Yeah. And I love when he calls me a donkey.
I agree. I wish Gordon Ramsay would call me a donkey.
Like it's been
love when-
constructive for 20 years of
when
Brian
he
just
cooks against his
destroying my
mom.
ego.
I love when he cooks against his mom and then suddenly he's a terrible cook.
Well, he sandbags for her. He's a respectable guy.
now, do you guys think Jennifer Aniston can paint well?
No.
They get a lot done all day.
They do. Well, Nathan's going to teach her how to paint. I think she does a fantastic job, personally.
Her house looks like the American flag.
But only on two
It's
lines.
kind of hard to fuck up painting, though.
Tell that to Jennifer Aniston.
Like you can't even fuck up painting if you throw like the entire can on the wall. Be like, well, it's on there.
Is that how you paint your basement, Benanti?
I'm going to do that for the floor.
Just toss it.
No, fun fact, I did do that for the floor already.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to waterproof it. I literally just dumped the bucket.
Thing is, though,
Really?
Yeah, just pushed it around.
they need more paint, and more paint is in the truck. But little does she know that there's a little critter under the truck.
Yeah, I kind of love this scene
It's
because
Shane.
she's at the truck and then the leprechaun is kind of caressing her leg. And she's allowing this to happen because she thinks it's Nathan, which I just have like a couple of things. Like, one, why does she think Nathan's hiding under the truck?
She was just with him like before. So Nathan, stop it. It's so fucking bad, Nathan.
Maybe she thinks like he's behind her and his hand's just like wrapping around her leg. But also like the
fingers
leprechaun
would be
has
weird.
really long nails.
Yes.
And I don't understand how she thought that was his hand.
It's good for opening paint cans.
Shane, 150 me gold to fuck the leprechaun.
No,
151?
no,
149.
no. I like how you went lower. As this thing is caressing her leg, it eventually just scratches her. Oh, what happened? And then she realizes Nathan was like painting behind her, so she knows it wasn't Nathan. And they think it's a cat, right?
Yeah, and it also, the cat meows like a little far off, like in the direction of where she like seen something run, which is really the leprechaun running off.
That's when her dad shows up.
JD. They think it's a hurt cat. So
And her dad questions why she knows what a guy caressing her leg feels like.
Yeah.
He didn't seem too happy about that.
no, he didn't. He's like, you got guys caressing your leg.
How old is she supposed to be?
Like 7?
Nah, I would have to assume like probably like 16, 17.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Or senior.
She looks,
Maybe.
how old is she actually in this movie? Because she does look like she's like 21-ish, I would say, right?
And I think when Friends started, I think they were all like early 20s. Not everybody, because I think Phoebe was like 10 years older than like everyone else. But like she had to be like early 20s, like maybe 20, 22, 23. When
So
Friends
in this
started.
movie, she was probably like 19, 20 years
Yes,
old.
yeah,
Okay.
probably.
I would
Yeah.
say that, yeah.
Okay.
So the dad goes to this tree hole. That's what we'll call it because I don't know what else I would call this.
It's a hole and it's in a tree.
Tree
in the
hole.
tree. Yeah.
So he sticks his hand in there.
You can't tell me honestly that you don't stick your hand in every tree hole you pass.
Well, this is what I don't get because they just know that this thing just scratched her leg and now he's going to put his hand in there.
Yeah, like if you have a cat that you like own, you don't just stick your hand and start like poking around at the cat because that cat will bite you. So what's he think this stray cat that just like sliced his daughter's leg gonna do?
Yeah. These people really idolize Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm, for sure. But they went for it and it didn't pay off.
No, he actually has a chunk of his hand missing.
And also a chunk of movie time missing after that scene.
the rest of it.
What?
Are you saying you're not a fan of that scene?
No, I'm saying I like the scene. They drop his character.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
okay.
That's
I see what you're saying.
true.
He's
Yeah.
I
done.
forgot about that.
Yeah, so they bring him to a hospital, never to be seen again, or heard from again, or referenced for that matter.
Let's just say he died because his hand got infected very, very fast from some kind of leprechaun disease.
As the resident Ireland expert, I actually can confirm that leprechauns have venom in their teeth.
I actually just thought of something.
What is that?
Because she was only scratched and he was bitten. You know what they could have been monitoring him for overnight? Rabies.
Good point.
Because they said they were monitoring him, and I was thinking about that too because I didn't pay any mind to it until you guys just said something. And I was like, what could they possibly like be monitoring him if he was just bitten by a stray cat? And rabies is probably the best answer.
Let's just make this movie better by pulling all the ideas that they forgot about into this movie. like all the story plot lines that they failed to mention. Let's give it to them.
I'm going to say you're all wrong, and it is the leprechaun poison, and it killed him.
Leprechaun poison.
He's just turning into a leprechaun himself. He's
Imagine.
becoming a minion.
Well, his blood,
That's a spin-off movie right there.
his blood is green. So what's in that?
That's like almost like a 6-foot leprechaun.
No, he can shrink. They'll shrink him. That's
Just like-
leprechaun magic.
Just like down to like, what is he, like 3 foot? Warwick Davis, 3'5"? I don't want to disrespect them. Like, he's
I
a
have no
dwarf, though,
idea.
right?
Yeah. One thing we should mention, just because it happens when they drive to the hospital, the leprechaun follows them on a tricycle.
Amazing.
It is actually, see, this is one of the scenes I laughed at.
Yeah,
when he just starts riding the tricycle.
Yeah, that was
It's like
fun.
of all things, like you are a magical being and you need a tricycle.
But this is the thing. He should be in the X Games because he rides a tricycle, a go-kart, rollerblades, a skateboard.
Yeah,
He's
but-
basically Shaun White.
Just Shaun White's dating Nina Dobrev.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Good for
From
him.
Vampire Diaries, Perks of Being a Wallflower, Final Girls.
Final Girls.
Oh, okay.
She's kind of stunning.
Still don't really know.
Yeah.
That would be the way to describe her.
He's not.
No, he's like literally one of the best athletes ever.
Yeah.
Easily. Like he's easily the most decorated snowboarder.
Besides you.
No, I don't snowboard.
You know, you're the best athlete. I know.
No,
Bar none.
no. Maybe at like when I was 16 and played a little frisbee, I was like decent. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're the best athlete.
No, it's you. I've seen you pick up literally anything and be good at it. And that includes
don't know how to
eating gallons of ice cream. That's a sport.
I don't know how to swim.
Personally, I think it's Tom Brady.
Football. Oh, the best athlete?
Yeah, I saw
Well,
him. I saw him throw the Lombardi Trophy from boat to boat while drunk.
He's actually a shitty athlete. He's just fucking great at football. The guy can't even run. Like, who are we kidding? Dude had one of the worst combines in the history of sports, but we're not a sports podcast. He's obviously a legend, though. You know.
We'll only be a sports podcast if we talk about like the Detroit Lions, because that's a horror movie in and of itself.
Holy hell.
Okay, so we're now in the big city. And by big city, I mean this small ass town. And Alex and Ozzy decide to go to the resident toy maker / collectible
store.
coin guy, while Jennifer Aniston and Super Hunk go to the local diner to have some meatloaf.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you
they're
want to hear
supposed to-
something funny about the diner?
Of course.
So in the diner, Warwick Davis appears in the cafe scene without his leprechaun makeup and is sitting with his wife.
He's probably just eating.
Yeah, they're just eating.
He's probably just having a quick meal before his next shoot.
He actually does this a lot in a lot of his
Mhm.
movies, where he's in it twice.
All right, let's talk about Harry Potter, Mike. You know you're bringing it up.
No,
So.
let's talk about Star Wars instead.
He's in Star Wars?
Yeah, he plays one
An
of the
Ewok?
Yeah, he plays.
I didn't know that.
What's his name? Wicket.
Well, that's because back then they only cast one midget for every movie.
Oh my god.
It's true, though.
Yeah, well, him in that movie, he plays an Ewok, and his son is also in it, who's also, I'm pretty sure he's a midget too.
This is how they did it back then.
He's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He really is.
He's in so much.
Yeah.
And then Peter Dinklage stole his job.
He's just a way better actor. Like, it's not even the talent scale is like way off the charts between the two. No offense to Warwick.
I can't say that, though, because I've seen Peter Dinklage in Tiptoes.
Oh my god.
No, not his fault. Actually,
He's atrocious in that
he
movie.
was just an asshole. Like, how do you grade him? He's an asshole. And that movie was a mess.
Yeah.
What about that Adam Sandler movie?
Wait, which one?
When we saw him in with the video games.
Oh, Pixels?
Pixels.
Dude, he's literally-
Underrated movie. Very
That
good.
movie sucks. He's amazing in everything.
But we're not an Ab Sandler, Pixels, Peter Dinklage podcast. We're a horror podcast. So let's get into the horror. We're at a toy store.
We could be a Nicolas Cage podcast.
That's fair.
He's in so many horror movies.
I want to do some Nick Cage movies. He has one coming up where it's basically Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Oh
already
my
out.
god, I
What's
can't
Yes.
You
wait.
haven't seen it yet?
No.
Oh, you saw
Me
it?
either.
No, I haven't.
I really want to see that movie. It's classic until they started going to different locations and it got too convoluted of a story.
Oh, don't get me started on the lore. I could sit here for 5 hours or more and talk to you about the lore.
We're gonna have to review this Nick Cage movie, so we just get into hella lore about
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yo, it's gonna be like a 4-hour podcast. Like, you're underestimating how into the lore I am.
All right, so we're at this toy store and they're showing this guy the coins, and he's estimating that each coin could be $500 or it could be priceless.
Yeah, due to the historic value that is undetermined, he needs a night to sit on it and do some research on it.
Yeah. So they leave and he is going to like open up his safe, I guess to keep the coins safe overnight while he looks through it. And out pops a leprechaun.
That's true. That's very true, Shane.
I didn't see that coming.
You didn't?
No, I did.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, he like pops out of the safe, right?
Yeah.
Does he do a little nibbling?
Did he take a bite?
You take a little nibble.
Oh, he does. Yeah,
On
he bites his
leg.
nose, right?
Yeah.
Or no,
His
his leg. His
His
leg.
leg.
He bites his
A
leg.
little leg nibble.
I think he bites
Yeah.
his like kneecap off almost.
Well, you're not a little nibbler in the bedroom, Shane?
No.
He's a big
Speaking,
nibbler.
oh, the leprechaun's biting the poor
Yeah,
appraiser.
Yes.
Pogo sticks.
Love him.
Yeah, so does the leprechaun.
Apparently, there's a lot of toys in this shop, which I didn't catch. I mean, I'm not sure. Is it a pawn shop?
The
Yeah.
sign on the store says coins.
It's
It-
collectible.
collectibles,
pawn
yeah.
shop. Yeah.
You don't collect
Yeah.
your different pogo sticks?
There's
I used to
an-
have one.
Did you?
Yeah, I was really good at it.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah, but not as good as
There's an-
Bryan.
There's an
Excuse me?
unusual amount of toys in this pawn
Mhm.
shop.
Yeah. So he's gonna take this pogo stick and drill the collectible store owner on the floor, right on his clavicle? No, his chest.
So this is
His
the
chest.
this is the thing. The scene is shot where it only shows him bouncing on his chest,
Mhm.
but then when they show his face, it looks like he was like bouncing on his head too, because he's got like scars going on his head.
Yeah.
It's very chaotic, I guess would be the word to use.
It's very wrong.
You're saying it's not right to
There's
pogo stick the store owner?
there is so much gray area in this movie that you're just like, what the fuck? Like the leprechaun could teleport, yet he doesn't.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because if he could teleport into the safe, why didn't he just
Why-
not ride a
Does he
tricycle and teleport?
Just like, let me just ride the tricycle on the fucking freeway.
Wait, no, he likes to ride in style, which he also does at this toy store.
Yes, because after he kills this guy, he gets his coin, 99 to go. He sees this like one of those like electric cars like kid would ride in their like driveway or something.
Like a battery powered
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And he rides that down the highway.
You skip something.
Oh, what did I skip?
As soon as he finishes pogo sticking that poor fucking shop owner, he just starts cleaning his fucking shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that's right.
It was like one of my favorite themes throughout the movie that this guy could not avoid cleaning shoes. I was like, I'll take it. You know what? At least we're consistent.
Which later on is another scene I found hilarious.
That is a good scene.
Yeah.
I admit that one is a good scene. I won't hate everything. I'm going to have to interrupt you slobs for a second to talk about our wonderful sponsor. Certain cultures protect themselves from disease, and frankly, it's a gift. I can only think of 2 gifts that were really special in my life, the gift of friendship and, of course, circumcision. But listen, what if we can protect our bodies even further? I know what you're thinking, and you couldn't be more on point. Yes, the answer, of course, is finger circumcisions. Imagine the disease prevention if we can have our fingers circumcised. Surely your hands will look like an above-ground fungus pool, but can you think of a better way to produce spores and prevent the spread of disease? I don't think so, because I know so. Turn your fingers into the Toadstool 10 and be a walking, talking bastion of health. Disease-free is the way to be, especially in these trying times. And finger blasting your lover has never been more safe, fun, and bacteria-free. Our very good friends at Clip Tips are offering finger circumcisions for the low price of $2,000 per hand. With the recommendation of the 2-hand bundle, they'll offer at $3,500. If you use the promo code at checkout, Clip Those Tips for excess drip, you can get 10% off the bundle deal. 10% for a 10-finger circumcision? What are you waiting for? A disease? Put the fungus into your hands and care into your heart. Now back to the program that I couldn't be any less interested in at this point.
I think from there we cut back to the diner, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Tori and Nathan, they're waiting on Ozzy and Alex. Where the hell are they?
Is this where they have the meatloaf discussion?
I think so.
Where we find out Jennifer Aniston is a vegetarian, so she doesn't eat meat.
Or vegan, vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah, she's one or the other.
It was so interesting. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that they did the whole like kind of Valley girl stereotype.
You wanted to go to that area.
No, she's from LA. I think they were coming from LA.
Well, she said it's not LA. Oh, well, either way, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
She was she was from LA, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was saying like the destination is not what she's used to.
Right.
Then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Valley's a part of LA. It's the shitty LA. Okay. I know that from Entourage.
Like people from LA have like that really thick Valley girl accent. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. In the 90s and in the 2000s, they were going real heavy with the Valley girl stereotype.
Yeah, no, but like you could tell she's got that like I'm throwing away daddy's money kind of attitude.
Yeah. So fuck this scene. A leprechaun's driving down the highway in this automobile, and a cop pulls him over.
He's eating a couple donuts, but they're not as important as pulling this kid in a Halloween mask over.
Yeah, so that's my thing. Like the way the leprechaun talks to the cop, it's clearly not a child.
First of all, this cop has got to be like one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my entire life. He's just terrible.
He is. I completely agree.
Yeah. He was like, so, kid.
This whole scene should not be in this movie.
Probably not.
I would have loved if he just walked up and like thought it was a kid and then like looked at the leprechaun, stared at it and was like, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, and just gets back in his car. Yeah, that would have been better, honestly. No, yeah, he thinks it's a kid in a Halloween costume. He's like, dude, I'm 600 years old. Okay, I'm a leprechaun.
Yeah. Then the leprechaun grabs the cop's face and kind of like smushes it for a little bit.
Yo,
kind of like Mike G used to do to Sauce.
Yeah, like that face massage.
Yeah. Except this one, he claws his face a little bit.
Grabs his gun, too.
Yes. And then the cop runs into the woods instead of back to his car to drive away.
Yeah, I saw that too.
He loses the leprechaun, but it's very important that he kind of hides behind a tree and waits to die.
Yeah. He also throws his nightstick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a great throw. He thought it was a boomerang. It didn't come back.
Thank you.
Yeah. The leprechaun like literally fucks him this whole scene in the forest.
Yeah.
He just taunts him the whole time.
Then he teabags him and breaks his neck.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite parts though, when he just drops out of the tree onto his neck.
I like to think that he was parachuting down.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he just he was like, that was fun, and just like pats his head a few times.
Yeah. And he doesn't even like snap his neck either. He just turns it slightly to the right.
Wait, I actually have a question based on this, because later in the movie, the leprechaun mimics the cop's voice, and earlier in the movie, the leprechaun mimicked Mrs. O'Grady's voice. Can he only mimic the voice of people who died?
I don't know, because that would mean the leprechaun has just been killing small children for a while.
He apparently only goes after people when they take his gold. So what if like a child just found his gold and he was like, well, I gotta teach him a lesson. Wait, you have shoes.
That's very possible.
And that just made me realize that the leprechaun is probably in cahoots with the zombies from Dead Snow.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because they wanted their treasure and gold back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you haven't watched Dead Snow, Jen, definitely watch it. Great zombie movie.
Mhm.
It's the same kind.
I'll watch it when we watch it.
Yeah, it's the same concept, pretty much. Like they're after like whoever takes their money.
Yeah.
We do need to do zombie movies soon. We have done not many zombie
haven't done
exorcist
any.
or vampire movies.
Well, we actually, on the schedule we have planned, we do have zombie movies coming up.
Yeah.
I know.
I won't
I'm
mention what they
excited for
are,
it.
so we do have some coming up.
Yeah. Can you kiss me real quick?
Would you stop? God.
Come on, Shane, suck those toes. Suck those
He
toes.
asks so nicely.
Yeah.
Shane, selfish lover.
Damn, I really thought you were going to be able to hear my fart.
Oh, you farted nice. Shane has 2 different sized nipples, and it's about as good a time as any just to really bring that up.
No, you're right. So back at the diner, Ozzy and the boy finally show
They're
up.
really pink.
That's it. They finally show up.
You're right. They're there, and
Yeah.
then the scene cuts to the leprechaun breaking into the house, looking for his gold, and snacking on Lucky Clover's cereal, which he hates.
So this is a question. Did they not have the rights to Lucky Charms?
Definitely not.
I can tell
And that
you.
brings me to my second question. If they didn't, how were they able to say Lucky Charms later in the movie?
Oh, that's a good point.
That was going to
I
be
can
my
tell
point.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have it, let's hear it.
I do. I did actually look that up. So in that scene that requires the leprechaun to like find and eat the cereal and everything, General Mills actually gave them permission initially, but when they showed them like how they filmed it, because I guess they weren't quite sure of what the movie entailed. So when they finished filming and they saw it, they actually revoked their permission, and the filmmakers had to reshoot that scene and replace the brand with like an obvious like spoof brand or whatever.
Mhm.
And that one scene at the end, they changed the kid's line from "your luck just ran out" to "fuck you, Lucky Charms."
That's funny. Little get back.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah, because they originally had permission, but the brand didn't like how it was portrayed in the movie. I guess they weren't super aware it was going to be a horror movie or it was going to be that gory, so they revoked their permission.
Yeah, and I just want to say too, I'm sure everybody knows at this point, but if anybody has any kind of fecal fetish, definitely get your hands on Lucky Charms cereal. Just crush a box. You'll be shitting green for like the next 2 days.
Ryan, that might just be your body.
That's a fact.
There's too
Yeah.
much. What is it? Iron in the Lucky Charms?
Is it really?
Food dye. I was really, really off. It's food dye, 100%. Yeah, no, it's legit a thing.
Yeah.
If you want to shit green, if you want to play with your green shit, Lucky Charms.
I'm just becoming less and less confident in your ability to feed your body actual food.
I'm gonna fucking die.
Well, you did eat pizza today.
I did. I had margarita.
Yeah, but you're
margarita
also
pizza.
fucking lactose intolerant.
Sure, and I didn't even take the pill.
I don't think he is anymore. I actually
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he ate that out of his system.
You know, honestly, I don't. With ice cream, it's okay. With cheese, it could be a rough road.
How was the pizza today, though?
I have not shit.
Yes, yeah, I think he ate.
Not shitting at all could also be an issue, though.
Yeah, I haven't shit.
I'm just gonna say, if you're lactose intolerant and listen, don't take medication. Just eat as much dairy as possible,
Yeah.
and it'll eventually work itself out.
Do you guys think I have enough room on the table here to do a cartwheel real quick?
No.
Okay.
So in this house, he spits out the Lucky Charms. This is actually pretty funny. He sees his reflection and gets like scared.
That had me cracking up. I was like, that couldn't have been done better.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. He then starts polishing all of the shoes in the house.
Yeah, he goes on like a little cleaning spree. At least they're shining a good shoe.
Yeah, clean
Like Ron
only
Swanson.
on the shoes. Everything else
No,
is like a
Andy
bear
Dwyer,
attacked
right?
it.
Andy Dwyer.
Yeah.
The crew gets back to the house and they see that the kitchen is just a mess. And I think one of them says a bear probably got in. And I think then it's Jennifer Aniston says, I don't think a bear shines shoes. But if it was a Berenstein bear, they're kind of like people.
Nice.
Might have shined a shoe.
Mhm.
There you go, Shaney. There you go, kid.
Thanks.
What was that spoof? Berenstein or Berenstein? Was that it?
Oh, that's just a hot debate.
It's the Berenstein Bears.
Is it?
I don't know.
It is,
It's the
but
Berenstain.
if you look up all their advertising and everything, it's not spelled like that.
It's STAIN, not STEIN. It's like a big
It's one of those like,
like
did we grow up in alternate dimensions?
yeah. It's one of
Yeah.
those modern
Yeah.
mystery things.
But we're
Interesting.
gonna go ahead and say it's Berenstein, so fuck anyone who says otherwise.
That's fair.
You're not welcome here. Go home.
Go home.
Go home, Shane.
Did we talk about Nathan and Tori hearing a bell in the house?
No, that's
No.
the scene we're on. Thanks for bringing
Oh,
it back.
So timely. Ozzy appears out of nowhere,
Sky
ringing
here?
a bike bell. Ozzy asks Alex if it's possible to kill a leprechaun. A 357 Magnum will do it, though, according to Alex, who knows everything at the age of like 3.
Yeah, no, he's the greatest. Then they start to hear a bell again. They investigate and they realize it's coming from outside. So Nathan goes outside. He leaves the other 3 inside.
And he trips and falls in a bear trap, like a pathetic piece of shit.
Yeah, but he's so hot while doing it.
He's a hot guy, for sure.
Everyone's just like, where the fuck did a bear trap come from?
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's one bear trap, and he falls in it.
The leprechaun then shows up and he's about to axe his leg.
Oh, yeah.
I think even in this scene, he says, I'm a leprechaun.
Let me look at your shoe real quick, spits on them, wipes it off, and it's like, all right, now about that leg.
Nathan dodges it, right? And he fends him off with a flashlight.
Yeah. He kind of like starts like smacking him with the
This is
flashlight.
like the most like brutal fantasy like monster, yet is so fightable.
This whole scene reminds me of Shaun of the Dead when they're just dancing to the Queen song and they're just hitting people with pool sticks.
Yeah.
Because everybody starts coming in with a different weapon and starts bopping them on the head.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian is right, though, that this leprechaun has these magical powers that he only uses sometimes.
Well, he doesn't have all his gold, so he can't.
He definitely likes to play a little bit, but like he's really inconsistent with like what he's trying to do.
I
don't know.
picture like before the leprechaun was a leprechaun, he was one of those guys that went to the bar and just like to fight people and was just like, I do this for fun.
See, and I was looking at the leprechaun more like Shane, who really gets off when he gets hit.
That's true. Shane likes to get beaten bad.
And Shane, if you can't beat him harder.
Was that one of the nicknames Brian gave me? God, that is going back like multiple episodes.
That is retro. 2 guys with necro.
Speaking of retro 2 guys with necro, Nathan gets into the house. He's going to call the police, and Alex runs to go get the shotgun because he does everything.
And he shoots the leprechaun. Tori frees Nathan from the bear trap as he continues to shoot into the bush that the leprechaun fell into. Tori asked Ozzy if he told the paramedics they were attacked by a leprechaun. And he said, was it paramedics or cops?
Cops.
Cops.
Oh, it was cops?
He does call the cops.
Okay.
Because we should mention when Ozzy does call the cops, he calls them saying they are being attacked by the leprechaun, and the police don't believe him, and send anyone.
Well, this is
Yeah.
apparently something he does often.
Yeah, because
they also say
they're like, what did he say last week? Aliens?
Yeah.
UFOs.
Yeah.
But they do have to work together. They have to stabilize the bleeding, and then they help him walk out to the pickup truck, which obviously doesn't start.
So, of course, you have 2 grown men and Jennifer Aniston. So you send young boy out there to fix the car because he is the hero. He actually is the hero in this
They
movie.
wouldn't do anything without him. Like, he's the Mike Benanti. Like, he's just the everyman. Like, you need a job done, you call Mike.
Yeah,
Like
like if
jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I need my lawn mowed, I'm calling Benanti.
I need my ball shaved, I call Mike.
Come on.
Nah, I have to stop. Brian just says these things, and I just don't know how to like one up them.
I've done both these things. I'm here to
Yeah.
help.
He shaves my balls and my underleg.
Yeah, here to help.
He's a team player.
The good news is,
I have to picture these.
Alex gets the car working.
It's a good car. It starts to work.
In the scene where Nathan shotguns the leprechaun, that's when Jennifer Aniston actually says, Nathan, that's no fucking bear,
Yeah.
which is a genius line.
Also, when Alex does go out there, pops open the hood, leprechaun pops out of the hood.
That's right.
And that's the teleporting thing, because there's no way he can get to these places that they're going to, and he's just already there.
Well, he's
Like-
familiar
like-
with the underside of that car.
Yeah, like the underside of the car, the locker in the collectible store,
Maybe it's like short distances.
short distance teleportation.
That could be it.
Kind of like Nightcrawler type
It
thing.
seems like
Yeah,
he came home in the O'Grady's suitcase. So
You see him with like that green spell he has.
Yeah.
I wonder how the leprechaun passed through TSA.
Short distance travel.
What do you mean?
He just popped himself on the other side.
Ah,
Yeah.
but he's in the suitcase, so he just popped into the suitcase over.
Yeah.
Shane,
Okay.
can the circumference of your lips eclipse the microphone top?
The leprechaun is. I just give up. I can't. I don't know how to.
So yeah, I got
segue.
this. Alex is gonna jump in the pickup, and the leprechaun starts punching a hole through the windshield. The leprechaun bites Ozzy's ear, literally, and then just runs into the barn.
Really gave him an earful.
And then he busts out in like this mini car.
Yeah. And it's like a souped up like car now. It has like a pitchfork in the front. It looks like he's about to go to a junkyard demolition derby.
Yeah.
And Mike, as our resident physics expert, explain to me the physics of this small car flipping over this truck.
It just kind of wedges itself under there and pops.
So this is the thing, though.
I took that right from the mouth of Einstein.
Okay.
He was explaining it to me.
No, but like I'm gonna keep putting you on the spot here because the pitchfork is low enough where it would never reach the truck.
Yeah, it would.
So your answer is it would?
Yeah.
Jen, elaborate on Mike's it would. Would it actually would?
She's like,
Could you see me like picturing it?
Yeah.
Like really in depthly. Yeah, no, I was like, for the sake of the movie, we're going to assume that he can somehow make this car fly and just like the car's just like
Yeah. So that would have been my first time
like,
watching this movie.
yeah.
I thought like, okay, pitchfork on the front. As soon as you see him start speeding away, you're like, he's gonna stab right through the truck door. And instead he just kind of like wedges himself underneath and flips it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was weird.
Sure. I'm actually curious why the leprechaun didn't sense sooner that his gold was in Ozzy's belly.
It's another good point. It makes no sense. Now, someone please explain to me how when the leprechaun then looks at this truck, the three of them are already out of it. No injuries sustained.
Did you see the top of the truck?
Yeah.
It's completely smashed.
Yeah.
And then they're just looking from behind a tree like, hey, guys.
Hey,
like,
nothing
we're fine.
happened to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, they like Scooby-Dooed out of there.
Yeah, were they thrown from it? Or were they just like,
Maybe the closer you are to a leprechaun, you start to get his teleportation powers.
oh.
interesting.
All they were missing was like the trusty little animal.
Yeah, they just need their mangy dog.
I gotta find that cat from earlier.
That cat has rabies.
So we should probably talk about the group making a mad break for the house, closing the door on the leprechaun, and cutting and severing his hand.
Yeah, his hand then just crawls back under the door and the leprechaun picks it up.
Yeah, his hand opens the door for him and then lets him
Yes.
in.
And I'd say that's pretty handy.
It's like the hand from the Addams Family just like running around.
Shane's face of disappointment in that joke.
You know, it's funny.
It feeds me.
I love when Shane gets upset at this. It makes me so happy because he gets to feel what we feel like when he delivers these real knee slappers.
Me and Shane have been saying for years that we're pretty much the same person when it comes to jokes, and I think they're great. Shane, you agree?
I agree, they're great jokes, but I feel like two people making those jokes is too many.
You're just upset you didn't do it first.
That's probably really what it is.
Beat you to it.
I have a good way of separating you guys, though, to make you each your individual person. Because Shane's got the different size nipples, and Mike has the ass mustache.
You know, I know that you said earlier that girls hate each other, but I'm starting to think that you're making Shane hate everybody.
Shane does hate everybody.
It's true.
That's true.
It's true.
See, that's a fact. Shane just said,
Shane's got so much hatred.
Shane's like, I hate everybody equally.
But Shane is all girls.
Shane is a girl, though, in all fairness.
Yeah.
I was considering myself more like Anakin Skywalker. And the hatred is just building up, and I'm going to start killing younglings.
So you're just a whiny bitch the whole movie.
Pretty much.
It's all he does.
I hate sand.
Yeah.
It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. You know how many times I've said that on the podcast?
What?
No, actually fucking like 6 times. It's my go-to.
So that joke just gets everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
fuck
actually
you.
5.
The phone is dead.
Just 5 times.
Or
I
he
said it.
tries to call
I've been counting.
out using
Thank you for
her
keeping count.
portable phone. The battery does die, and she's unable to get her message off completely.
Ozzy accidentally mentions to the group that they have gold. That's why the leprechaun is after them. Then they mention that they're hiding the gold in the well.
Nathan hands Tori a shotgun.
Why are you singing it?
She heads outside with it
I don't know if this is your
Over
audition
to
for
the well.
Evanescence, but it's not going well.
and starts drawing it up. In the bucket
How long
is
are we
the
gonna let him
bag
do
of
this for?
gold.
I don't know. I'm kind of just letting it go.
Until he tires
But
himself out.
behind her, the leprechaun appears.
And the leprechaun gets his gold back. And he's actually just super satisfied and leaves.
Yeah, he gives her a kiss on the face.
Yeah. Oh, and she does say, "What the hell are you?" And he says, "I'm a leprechaun." Because he does do that again. Yeah. So he goes, he counts his gold, and he realizes one coin is missing.
I've been tricked. I've been had.
I'm a leprechaun.
I didn't know if he was confused or if he was just saying it for the viewer, but he was just like, I don't know what to
It's
do.
like 99. Let me count this one more time.
Also, his
Oh,
hand is empty, so he's like 99, and then he goes to look for another one. Like, how do you not know your hand is not?
I love how he steadily went from Irish to Italian accent.
Well, no, yeah, when he said it, I'm like, "Oh, is it fucking Mario?"
Yeah, I got it too. Yeah, well, everybody knows that I do great impressions. All of them sound either Canadian or Italian, so
They're essentially the same country. So Alex opens the fridge, and a leprechaun jumps out once again. The teleportation powers. Now we have
He has his gold now.
He does. It's true. So he just needs one more. We have a Scooby-Doo montage with the cabinets where they open one, he's in the other. They open one, he's in the other.
Musical cabinets.
how did you not think this was funny, Bri?
I didn't. I thought it was annoying.
I was cracking up because every time he would pop out of a cabinet, he'd just be like, "Hi."
Yeah, no, I liked it too.
I just think that the whole thing is just so tried and true in so many movies. It's like old.
Yeah, but this is they did it in '93. It's like an OG.
Oh, they've done this way before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably did.
Have you seen Troll 1?
Yeah, sadly.
You seen all this Troll? You seen
actually
the fucking
haven't.
origins of Harry Potter?
That's a thing we got to eventually get into. How
When we review that movie?
J.K. Rowling stole Harry Potter from the fucking movie Troll.
Which came out first?
Oh,
Troll by a long time.
I actually haven't seen Troll.
Yeah, the main character's name is Harry Potter in Troll,
Yeah.
and he lives under the stairs.
Yeah.
What?
To be fair, that's like the only connection, but
Yeah, so there
Strong enough.
we're not just like bullshitting here. There are like
He
strong
just stole
theories.
Yeah.
So she just stole the name?
no. In all honesty, though, there's like Reddit
like
theories.
that, like because there is like little things like the name Harry Potter. I think he does live like under a staircase. Like it's just like little things. Also, the trolls like kind of look like Dobby the house elf.
Yeah.
There's just little things they say she literally stole. Like
Something
from that
tells me
movie.
that you're as into this as I am into the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I love a good conspiracy theory. Brian knows that about me.
Shane loves deep Reddit.
I do.
I know.
I don't believe it. I just love reading it.
You believe it.
True.
I love deep lore. Speaking of deep lore, Nathan gets his dick pinched, and then
It's good though. He really cups.
yeah, he gives him a look.
Yeah, that turns you on a little bit.
No, the leprechaun then comes out of a chimney just to get shotgunned again.
Boner check for Shane.
He gets up. No, he gets up. He starts rolling around the room with a skateboard as Nathan continually shoots and misses him. And then they start to hear noises coming from the basement, I want to say. And then the leprechaun breaks through the floor and gets shotgunned again. By the way, this shotgun has more bullets than Herschel's shotgun in the second season of The Walking Dead.
Holy hell.
Just as
keep
many
shooting.
bullets as the hobo with the shotgun.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Infinite bullets.
And this is when you said that the leprechaun jumps up through the floor. Nathan shoots him. He does run off to the basement. The phone rings and Tori answers the phone. And of course, it's the leprechaun looking for the rest of his gold.
Yeah. And then the guy from Scary Movie 2 comes through the phone. He's like, take my strong hand.
Yeah, she literally picks up the phone again and his hand comes through the phone.
You will die in 7 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Ozzy mentions he knows what it wants, guys, because he remembers. Alex mentions that the last gold coin Ozzy ate and it's in his stomach. Now, it's at this point 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 50 seconds into the film, and seeing it multiple times now, Tori finally admits that it's a leprechaun.
She's not the smartest. She's a valley girl. So
That
Ozzy
doesn't
now.
mean she's not the smartest. That just, what's wrong with denial? A healthy amount of denial.
Well, she's seen the leprechaun like
Yeah,
four times
it's
already.
more so, yeah. Like
she beat it over the head with like a flashlight or something.
I'm going to ask the question, and I'll accept all feedback upon asking said question. Dumb hoe.
Oh my god.
Nah.
I'm not gonna say she's a hoe, but she's definitely dumb.
Yeah, she's a dumb slut.
Wow, that's a
No.
very strong
You're
statement.
a little aggressive tonight.
When am I not?
That's a good point.
Like,
Fair.
when am I not?
Nothing surprises
You're
me anymore.
you're a little aggressive towards Tori. I think you're cutting too much slack.
Dude, she's spoiled.
I'll give you she's dumb because once she said it wasn't a bear, she should have believed it was a leprechaun from that moment on.
Yeah, she should have believed it was a leprechaun when she gave the leprechaun its gold.
That too. That too.
And it
Well, she
said,
did
I'm a
ask.
leprechaun.
In all seriousness, though, this is the first time she actually admits that, oh my God, it is a leprechaun. I think she thought bear was the prevailing theory to this point.
Even though she gave it gold already.
I think she had a healthy amount of denial.
I think it was unhealthy, but I think though this is when Ozzy suggests, hey, maybe Mr. O'Grady knows how to kill it. So they decide to go to the old folks' home. That's the way it is. It's an old folks' home, I assume.
And up to this point,
But
I thought he was dead.
This is what I like to call a dead house.
Still think that girl that ran out of the house in heels and it follows is a dumber hoe than Tori.
But we don't know her backstory, though.
I don't give a shit. She ran out of her house in stilettos.
Yeah.
Those,
Yeah, you
in
won't let
her
her-
pajamas.
you won't
That's
let
the
that
first
go.
thing you grab.
And I mean, it is 1993. She's been in this house for what, 2 days max? She already knows where the old folks' home is.
Well, she does. They go
Goes right
outside, and their plan, genius plan, by the way,
Mhm.
is to pelt shoes at the leprechaun. So he has to shine them
Brilliant.
so she
Okay.
can get away. It's a genius idea.
This is the single best thing they've done in the whole movie.
Yeah. He also, I love how like he's running and shining them, and then he looks at him and goes, like a fucking cat.
Yeah, that's actually.
That was
I'm
a
happy
great
that
scene.
I'm happy that you fucking brought that up because we have someone on the
Nope.
podcast today
Uh-uh.
that does a hiss
Not doing it.
better than anybody on the
Yeah.
planet.
Yes.
Those
yes.
days are behind me.
Mr. Bratwurst, let's hear
Nope.
the hiss.
I can't
Let
do
it go.
Nope.
And
Sorry to disappoint you,
three,
fans.
3, 2, 1.
No.
Let's do it one more time. Ready?
Yeah. 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Bravo.
Oh, bringing it back.
Sorry
Oh.
that my burp interrupted that.
That
Yeah.
hiss.
How disappointing was that, Jen?
That was the little.
That is the best hiss I've ever heard.
I
actually
mean, I
came
wouldn't
for
have
the
called
first
it a
time in while.
cat hiss. I would have called that more of a snake hiss.
It's
Would
like
you
a
go for goblin?
goblin hiss?
Maybe like a mildly irritated goblin.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Then you did a good
Perfect.
job.
Oh, God.
So she drives to the old folks' home. The leprechaun follows her on inline skates. This is when he does the Kool-Aid man through the fence gag, as we like to call it.
That was one of my favorite because they didn't even touch on it. It was just in the background. It was like, ah.
Yeah, it's just a passing joke.
That was phenomenal.
She goes there. She thinks she's talking to Mr. O'Grady, but it's clearly not.
It's clearly not. The guy's not even looking at the same door. He's not like, who do you talk to that just like is fucking like the other direction?
Yeah, but, like,
360 degrees.
Even with the not turning around, it's clearly not like him. I would have thought it was a woman just because of like,
the hair.
yeah. But
I'm curious when did they not notice that the goblin stopped shining shoes and left? Like, I'm so curious.
good point.
I'm assuming they're probably like, huh, all right.
Like,
I
They
guess
turn
that's
around, he's
paint.
gone.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't know. He just disappeared.
I actually thought of that. I was like, when they were pelting the shoes, I don't know why. I thought they were all gonna go with her to the hospital or to the old people home, and then they didn't. And I was like, how long can he do that for? And then like he just appeared at the old people home, and I was like, how did they not notice that he's gone? What are they doing? They just really let her go alone?
Yeah, because then what do they do in the house this whole time?
They're just hanging out.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe they are just painting.
Maybe they're
Maybe
shining shoes.
Maybe they're trying to get Ozzy to shit out that coin.
Oh, good point. Yeah, they're feeding them laxatives.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why like he wasn't able to shit like that whole point in the movie. Like literally you don't even have to kill him to get the coin. Just wait for him to shit.
Leprechaun don't have patience though.
Apparently.
The wheelchair turns around and we see that it's a leprechaun in the wheelchair. It's not Mr. O'Grady. And now the chase is on. She is running through the halls and he is just spinning those wheelchair wheels to get to her. I mean, he's in the Daytona 500.
But this is bringing us back to our old days of wheelchair racing.
Yeah, through the hallways of the high
Do you
school.
imagine like the forearm workout you probably get from like hitting the fucking wheelchair like that?
Yeah, it'd probably be jacked.
It's crazy.
She gets in the elevator. Mr. O'Grady falls through this is one of those things I always hate when movies do. The convenient, like this guy doesn't burst through whatever it is until the main character's in the vicinity.
Right.
So he burst through the elevator.
So when exactly did he have time to do this to Mr. O'Grady? Because he's behind her.
The timing in this movie is just so good.
Yeah, no, I actually can't even bullshit you explain it. It makes no sense at all.
He gouged out his eyes.
Yeah. Mr. O'Grady, another thing I hate, he says exactly what needs to be done to kill it and then dies.
Yeah.
Like you stay a lot, like
just long enough to get it out.
That's
Yeah.
his dying breath.
You have to kill it with a 4-leaf clover, freshly plucked from the clover patch behind the well. Nowhere else, just this location. The clover has to touch him, and then he can be killed.
So she goes back to the house and she starts searching for a 4-leaf clover.
In the best lit, greenest clover patch I have ever seen.
I almost wonder how they never noticed that to begin with.
Everything else is brown and dirty and gray, and you just see green clovers.
I just picked up something off of that sentence. Says the clover has to touch him and then he can be killed, not that he can be killed by the clover.
Yeah, that was the verbiage that he used in that scene.
I'm upset. Continue.
Don't blame me, blame the writing.
So
I didn't write this fucking movie.
Didn't you?
I don't know why I didn't catch that. I was thinking about it. I was like, there's more movies. So clearly the clover doesn't kill him based on how we know the ending goes. And if you haven't seen this movie and are unaware that we've said 15 million times that there's like 4 sequels, fuck you. You haven't been paying attention.
Way more than 4, right?
There's 7 now.
There's 7, yeah.
I actually thought there was more than 7. There's just 7.
There's 1 through 4, Back to the Hood,
There's 2 Hood
Back
movies.
to the Hood 2,
Yeah.
the Origins movie, and then Leprechaun Returns. How many is that?
8.
All right then.
Oh, you're right.
It's also sad I know all that off the top of my head. All right.
You have
So
a
the
lot of
leprechaun
spare time.
the leprechaun shows up, chases her out of the clover field. She runs into the police car, but the cop is dead inside. This is the same cop from the beginning of the movie.
And he's been sitting for a while.
Yeah. She stabs the leprechaun in the eye with a baton.
Yeah.
Which,
Through his eye.
so this is the same cop from earlier, right? The one that threw his baton in the woods. He has 2.
The one
Yes.
that died in the
Yeah,
woods. You
they
think they
could
put him
have
back in the
2.
car?
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
I don't know. I don't know cop
Yeah,
law.
probably.
I assume they have extras.
Okay.
Well, regardless, the leprechaun then grabs the cop's eye, and now we learn the leprechaun can regenerate body parts by putting other people's body parts into his body.
Yeah.
So we're just adding to the lore when the movie has 10 minutes left.
But you can do that.
Yes.
All of a sudden, the leprechaun is shot by Nathan, and she tells him about the 4-leaf clover. They need to kill the leprechaun. Alex decides to take the bear trap and set a trap of his own in the barn. The leprechaun takes in everything Alex is doing, and Ozzy tells her to just believe, and then she'll find the clover.
Well, I thought this was pretty funny because she looks in the clover field for like 5 seconds, and she's like, I give up. I can't do this.
Don't lose your faith. You got this.
Someone who gives up in 5 seconds, I don't think a little pep talk like that's going to help.
You know what you know who she reminded me of kind of in like a more whiny stance? What is the name of that guy from Final Destination that survives up until like the very end?
The
piece of
dark
shit.
kid.
Billy?
No,
The guy that's
not
a dick the whole
the
time?
guy who's the dickhead with the
The
greaser
asshole.
jacket.
Yeah.
Carter.
She has
Yeah.
the patience of Carter.
Carter. Billy's Sean William Scott.
Yeah. I thought Carter was who's the main character?
Carter's the
Main-
greaser.
main
The main character.
Devin Sawa's character?
Yeah, I can't think of Devin Sawa's
I can't think
character's
of
name.
his
I don't know his name, but
Okay.
Clear
yeah,
Rivers.
Carter. She has the patience of Carter because I can picture Carter like being like, "You have to help us do this," and him being like, "Fine, I give up."
Carter actually does give up in that movie, and he's
He
just going to
does.
sit on the train tracks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then he just stays long enough just to get hit by a fucking billboard.
But he wasn't lucky enough to have Ozzy, who's very inspirational.
Yes, because literally after the speech, she finds the 4-leaf clover.
But I don't understand this either. She's like, look, I believe, and pulls it. She clearly she doesn't believe. She just literally just said the words.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just have to say the word believe and things happen.
It works better in the Polar
Believes enough
Express.
for both of them.
Like Brian said, Alex is in the barn, but the leprechaun gets there. But then Ozzy runs in and tells the leprechaun that he ate the coin. So the leprechaun chases after Ozzy, and the leprechaun beats the shit out of Ozzy.
Fucking claps.
He just starts wailing on him with his belt.
Yeah.
But then Alex, the expert, this is Beverly Marsh marksman
Yep.
shit right here.
I was
David
thinking
versus
that
Goliath.
too.
Yeah, takes the sling, one shot with a clover that would easily probably break if you push that.
Well,
thing
no,
back.
he put his gum on the clover.
Still, I think it would break. You ever know how fickle that is?
Yeah, I know. I thought that too, but I was like, oh, it's a
the,
movie.
The gum would cushion it, so it's canon, and pulls it back, flings it right into the leprechaun's mouth.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms.
Holy hell.
Beverly Marsh level marksmanship.
So this leprechaun starts melting like he's the Wicked Witch of the West.
It becomes like liquid, like a lot of goo and a lot of beige ooze. Green
Green ooze.
ooze.
And then he gets hit in the head with a shotgun and knocking him down the well. Now, here we go. This is my please explain to me. They pour gasoline down the well. They throw a match down the well and it explodes. I feel like gas wouldn't blow up like that.
You think it would just light it on fire, right?
Yeah, I think it would just light on fire. It wouldn't explode like it's fucking nitroglycerin.
Well, the thing is, like, what if, like, I don't know, fucking the kid from Good Son puts some explosive in there?
So this is a sequel to Good Son, and Macaulay Culkin has just been pouring like bombs down there.
Every well is just gonna be referenced to us.
But yeah, Macaulay
to the
Culkin
ring.
is just running around to random wells, being like, "All right, a little here, a little here."
Yeah,
He's just like putting explosive in all the wells.
It's the master of the well.
He actually just swims away at the end.
So we're also going to label every person who's a good shot in any movie as Beverly Marsh skill level.
Yeah,
Seriously.
because she's the best.
Especially with the
Yes.
sling.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
So the next day, the police finally show up,
That's not even the next day. It was like within the hour, like it's
of course,
morning.
and the Leprechaun mentions that he'll break a spell and return, and the movie ends.
That's it. That's the Leprechaun, the first Leprechaun movie.
And trust us, he does return, as we've mentioned multiple
Yep.
times.
And if you know
7
the
more.
series well, you know that they get worse.
I'm going to put it out there now that, and I feel like this is going to be Shane's idea. No offense, Shane. We are not doing an entire month of March just watching Leprechaun movies.
Yeah, we're not.
It's March and April.
Definitely not.
We're not doing
I
it.
wasn't going to suggest it, so don't worry.
Thank you.
But we are doing Leprechaun 2 next St. Patty's Day.
Oh,
I'm fine with
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
That I am fine with.
We don't have to do all of them, but we do have to get to the one in space.
Yeah,
it's
one of the worst
it's a
movies.
train wreck of a
It's one of the
movie,
worst movies, yeah.
but there's a lot to talk about with that movie.
Yep.
So that's Leprechaun, guys. And
Can I just say, excuse me, can I just say that Brian's face has been so over this movie the entire recording? Like, he cannot wait to end this recording.
This is a very fun movie to review.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was a good movie, just personally.
No, it's not a good movie, but I enjoyed aspects of it.
I mean, yeah, I'm like level. I do like the shining shoes element. I thought that was good.
I thought that was the best part of the whole movie.
I think that's all I like. There was hot dudes and hot chicks, though. I can't lie. That's true.
Yeah, no.
It covered your bases.
It did. So I gave it above a 1.
Shane, would you like to start us off?
Yeah. This movie.
That's it.
No. I was thinking if I want to keep the rating I have it at or go one lower, but I think I want to keep it at a stone cold 5. It does enough things. I'm not even going to say the word right. It does enough things to make me laugh that like I could definitely see myself watching this movie again, just as like to kill some time, not to like actually sit there and focus on it, but like be like, all right, get a good laugh while I like do something else around the house. I mean, the acting is nothing to write home about. Jennifer Aniston's fine. Warwick Davis has some good puns. Nathan's a super hunk. The young boy is actually very good in this movie. I don't know if he went on to do other things, but I thought Alex was good. Yeah, this movie has more plot holes than like I can count. There's no like none of the like lore of what this leprechaun can do makes any sense or is explained in any way that I can even kind of understand it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's average. It's a 5. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Oh yeah.
So on May 6, 1937, the Hindenburg crashed. In 1993, this movie crashed. This movie was not very good in every feasible manner.
What's the Hindenburg?
I was that blimp that blew up and killed multiple people.
That was in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie was not in New Jersey, obviously. This movie was in North Dakota, one of the best states in the entire planet. It's not South Dakota, I should say. Yeah, but in all honesty, I did not find this movie comical. I found it more annoying than anything else. It kind of just keeps getting more annoying for me. Yeah, I gave it a 4, and I think it was a generous 4. Not too much to talk about. The acting was garbage. The only good characters in the movie, there was only 2, and it was the kid that did everything at the age of like 4, and the guy they were trying to save money to buy him a better brain, Ozzy. Those were the cool characters. All the other characters suck. I mean, I like the idea.
Oh, you hate Super Hunk?
I like the idea of it, and just knowing ahead that actually this is the best Leprechaun movie, and they do get worse.
You didn't think Jennifer Aniston did a good job at playing like a stuck-up Valley girl?
You know what it was? They needed passion, and there was no passion in this movie, and that's what really. How are you gonna have hot guys, hot chicks, and like have no passion between them at all.
Because he wasn't into her.
There was more passion between the leprechaun scratch on her leg than anything. That the only passion they had was when she just swiped his bucket in the beginning. So yeah, 4 out of 10. I think that's generous.
Oh, there was also the tight cock grab. That was
you need the pinch stick.
Yeah.
It's pinch stick.
Yeah, they get a whole handful.
Yeah. All right, you're up, Jen.
All right. My review's actually not too far off from you guys. Like, even though I definitely like got a good laugh out of this movie, I also wasn't doing anything interesting the rest of that day whatsoever. So this was about it that I had. I gave it a 5 because I didn't have memories of this being good, but I also didn't hate this movie. Like, I'm not gonna go watch it again. Unless like someone really wants to watch it and we're just gonna shit on the movie. I'm not gonna go watch it again. It had some funny parts in it. Obviously, I love that kind of humor where you do things, but you don't put them like in like full frontal view, like in the person's face. Like it's just kind of in the background. And you're just like, wait, did that actually happen? And you have to go back and be like, no, that was right. So yeah, I really enjoyed the comedy they put in it. And I also like the gore. I didn't dislike any of the gore or any of like what the leprechaun did. I don't know why. I thought it was hysterical. Like that, I was cracking up while that guy was getting pogoed to death. And I was just like, what a way to go. But yep, solid 5. Probably not going to watch it again. If it didn't have the funny elements, it would have been a 4. I will say that.
Mikey?
Do you, Mike?
Bratwurst?
All right. So this was probably my 4th or 5th time watching this movie, which is probably 3 or 4 more times than I should have. But I definitely enjoyed it. And it's one of those movies where you know it's not good and you're watching it and you're picking it apart because that's more fun than actually watching the movie. But yeah, it was enjoyable and it was funny. The one thing that I wish they would have done a little bit more is more of the pogo kills, because they, how often do you see somebody get killed with a pogo stick? But then every other kill in the movie was pretty basic. You snap somebody's neck.
Hopefully never again.
Never again?
I'm just kidding. Continue your review. I was rude of me.
So I would like to see it. But no, I was expecting more like creative kills, especially with a leprechaun, and you could do a lot more. But I'm going to stick with you guys, and I was going to give the movie a 5 also, just because I have watched it a few more times than I should have. But I wouldn't hate watching it again as like a St. Patrick's Day type thing, just for the hell of it, but not because I really, truly enjoyed it. One thing they forgot to mention is how this movie leads into Friends, because everybody knows that Jen Aniston, after this, gets a nose job, moves to New York, gets married to a dentist.
You're absolutely right. They play the same spoiled character in the beginning. The first day of Friends, she's like, they're talking about like how she uses her dad's credit card, how she doesn't want a job. Like it's just the same character.
And she also marries or is about to marry a really short guy, which is probably the leprechaun.
Talking about the fucking dentist.
Yeah, what's his name? Barry Farber.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what if that was like a reference to that movie and no one like caught that? That'd be really funny. She definitely got typecast after that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jennifer Aniston, like, regardless of how I may have trashed her, and I don't even think I trashed her in this movie or her acting. I mean, she was like, okay, nothing special. I didn't think really anybody was that great. I think she's a tremendous actress. I think she has an Emmy Award win for Friends. I think she's like fucking great, really.
Yeah. You saw her grow during Friends. Well, granted, she was on the show for 10 years.
But she's so dynamic. Like she's not like there's Friends funny with like the laugh track and shit like that. But then there's like legit funny, horrible bosses meet the Millers, Jennifer Aniston, where she don't give a fuck and she's hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, like Jen said, this was her first movie credit. So it's like, all right, well, give her a break.
And a lot of actresses and actors start in horror movies and they kind of break out.
Mm-hmm.
She was like inducted in the Hall of like Scream Queens because of this movie.
Yikes! She doesn't scream once.
Like she does.
The jump
at
back
the spider
from the scratch, maybe. But like we're talking about Scream Queen, someone that like screams on. She doesn't really scream.
Yeah, no, not like that. But she definitely screamed all the way back in the house after the leprechaun kissed her.
She's like,
she does not have the best scream. That's for sure. If we're rating Scream Queens, she would definitely not have the best scream. But all right, gentlemen, we are at the time in the podcast where we choose someone to be probably not reincarnate and live in the Jim's lamp, maybe with the leprechaun carrying the Jim's lamp. We have no idea. We may have given it to him. Who knows? Who do we want to put in our Necronomicon?
I think there's 3 confirmed deaths in this movie.
Really?
Who's the third?
O'Grady.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The toy collector and the cop, right? They're the 3.
Oh, and
actually 4.
Mrs. O'Grady.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't really have a particular favorite, if I'm being honest.
I'm trying to think of the one that, like, I know could be great on either best killer or like the one that drives the story the best.
It can't be the cop. Right? We all agree that's
Well,
literally the worst thing in the movie.
That was actually the one I was going to give to, and I'll tell you why. Because I had a nice crafted story of how that happened off screen. Like, he had a helicopter, and he para-dropped down, and he got onto the shoulders, and he snapped his neck. So, yeah.
I'm going to give it to the pogo stick death.
As was I.
The most inconsistent death in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not judging you. Like, it's your call.
Well, so you were gonna choose the cop?
Yeah, I was going to choose the worst death in the movie. Right? We were going to jump off the tree into the cop and snap.
I hate it every second.
Teabag.
I hated every second of it.
Little leprechaun teabag action.
The leprechaun teabag neck snap.
What was the other one?
Mr. and Mrs. O'Grady. It can't like Mr. O'Grady dies off screen, kind of.
Yeah, they just kind of drop.
Yeah,
them
and
in
I
the
will never choose an off-screen death for this. I don't think. If I have, I'm sorry. I don't want to contradict myself.
Mrs.
I don't
O'Grady
think I
just-
try not to.
She just fell down the stairs, so
She killed herself almost. Well, she
Yeah.
got scared and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you
Backwards.
guys. I'm gonna go with
Pogo stick?
what is his
Pogo
name?
stick.
His name is on the front of the store, but I have no idea. I can't remember.
collectible guy.
Sure.
Yeah, collectible.
We're gonna
guy.
call him collectible guy. Yeah, I have to go with him because even if I make up an inventive story with the fucking paratrooper dropping down, it obviously didn't happen. He fell from the tree down and snapped his neck, and it was stupid. And then the cop ended up in the freaking cop car. It was,
Yeah.
no, it's got to be the pogo stick guy. At least he snapped. He was supposed to snap his chest, right? Like his.
That's what I
Yeah.
assumed. Yeah.
Well,
One
he
punctures
sings
it.
he has a poem during that too, doesn't he? He starts singing like
Poem or limerick? Let's be very clear.
There was no limericks in this movie, even though it was like a leprechaun.
Why do you fucking hate me?
Oh, he's gonna come back to every recording for the next 10 and try and find a limerick. Okay, so pogo stick
I'm gonna send you one.
fails guy, you are inducted into our Necronomicon, our Book of the Dead. We won't bring you back. We might invite the leprechaun to jump on you again. Who knows? You are in the torture chamber now. Enjoy. Do you have a eulogy prepared?
Of course.
Shady Boy?
Pogo stick man. Collectible guy. We don't know your name, but we do know one thing about you. You knew everything there was about me gold. You knew the value. You knew the estimated value. You knew it could be priceless. You know you can't put a price on me gold because it means so much to me.
Not to
Okay,
butt in,
Shakespeare.
but he didn't know. He needed a night to know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Fuck it, you're dead. You're in the Necronomicon.
It's like, when did you become a pirate? Like at the end there, like your accent changed to like pirate.
I'm like Benanti. I just do all the accents in the
Yeah.
world, and they all come down to either being British or a pirate.
Oh, awesome, dude. Mike Bratwurst Benanti, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and just being Irish.
Before you thank us for letting you be on the show again,
I'm not
'cause it
going
wasn't
to.
my choice.
Screw you.
I just want to say, can you pick a better movie? You have now been on for Stay Alive and Leprechaun.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you
So-
doing?
So this was actually your fault.
You're gonna put this on me.
100%, because I gave you guys options. I was like, I would either like to do this movie or this movie, and you went Leprechaun.
What was the other choice?
Oh, I don't even remember. It was probably better.
I mean, anything would have been better.
I mean,
That's actually
without
not
like your
true.
knowledge of the other choice, I don't think either option were better.
Well, Shane's exact words were, "Let's do Leprechaun. It'll be so much fun."
It was.
It was fun.
It
was fun to
It's
do.
always
I had a
fun,
great
dude.
time.
It's always fun. It's always
I
fun.
had
It
a
was
great
fun to
time.
rewatch the movie I haven't watched since probably 2001.
You know, I brought it up before. I don't mind going back to this movie every once in a while. Like if you catch it on TV around St. Patrick's Day, you're like, there's nothing else on. I'll just watch this. And then you end up with the same disappointment every time.
Yeah.
I was just about to say something so fucking bad. I'm just gonna not say it.
We'll keep it at that. What I will say,
Can we
though,
just
is
end this so Brian can just like
Oh,
get out
man.
of this torture chamber? I feel like he's been tortured this whole time.
Yeah.
I was gearing up for a fucking Jose Canseco bombshell.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we'll get to that. I'll just say this, Mike, once again, we all are happy you were on, despite what I've said to you. At least now you are not on for next week's episode because we're not going to talk movie. We're just going to enter ass eating season and we're going to discuss the pros and cons of ass eating.
He's actually not wrong.
And Shane is the resident expert.
That is not true. We have a resident expert. We might give him a call and see if he lets us know his opinions on ass eating. With that said, though, we actually are doing a movie. We are doing The Human Centipede.
I fucking hate this movie.
There's no ends of the amounts of ass eating that goes on in this film.
There really
Or
isn't.
shit.
Remember when
eating.
we were part of a centipede, Shane? Thanks, guys, for having me on again.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. It was a lot of
So bad.
Anytime, like, honestly,
Yeah.
love you.
Come
dude.
back anytime. I'll tell them we have to do the movies. It's okay.
fun. Jen, pick a good one for me, please.
Okay.
will.
I'll pick the next one.
We will. All right. We are the final podcast signing off, and we will see you next week at Club Bunker. So if you haven't already, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter at The Final Pod Ever. Follow us on Instagram at The Final Podcast. And if you haven't, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple. It really, really helps Apple, push out our content and recommend us to other people to listen to.
That was fucking great. It's mentioned once in the entire movie, right in the beginning.
I don't get it.
It's mentioned literally once in the hotel
it really?
room.
Yeah,
Yes.
The whole plot of the movie, technically, is those two girls in the opening are leaving their hotel to go to Club Bunker,
I literally-
and it is never brought up again.
I have never
I'm
been
fucking dead.
I've never been more proud of Shane in my entire life.